around it, you know. And obviously we took notice, but you know, we weren't the only ones. It really spread, and I mean, you know, I don't even know what else to say about that.
Man, first time I heard that dude rap, we did this thing with Battle Cats, and I didn't even know he rapped. And we had this thing we opened for Jam on the Groove, which was all rock steady, like the legends to us as far as that. And Mr. Wiggles comes out back like, who are these dudes that were breaking? I heard they were fresh. So we went out back. He comes out back. We start talking about hip hop in Minnesota, whatever. He starts rapping, and everybody's like, oh man, Mr. Wiggles can rap. Man, Mikey opened his mouth and we have it on video, and you just see Wiggles' face, like his whole facial expression was like, yeah, well, I don't really get down like that, but dude, I'll never forget that. I was like, dude, like all these dudes were like, nah, I'm telling you, man, this dude can rap, and I'll just never forget Mr. Wiggles' face. Like that was a legend to us, and then just to watch him just turn around and be like, well, yeah, I really don't get down like that. Yeah. That's just how that dude was from jump.
I mean, it goes back to that drive. He had that drive to be a fresh dancer. He had that drive to be a fresh rapper, you know, and he kept it going from there. And he just continued to find new things to have drive towards, you know, and that is really rare out here. You know what I'm saying? That's really rare anywhere. But for somebody to just go, okay, you know what I'm going to try next? I'm going to go and do that. You know what I'm going to try next? I'm going to go and do that. At that age, you know, that's something that you get to do once you finally got it all figured out. When you're in your mid-40s, you're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to pick up a piano and learn how to play. I'm going to paint now. This was a dude that was Renaissance. He was doing it all at that young age. You know, I was lucky. Obviously, you know, me and Bird got to travel a lot with these guys. And, you know, early on, I will say this, man, that dude taught me how important practicing was. And it's not like he set me down and taught me, but it's just like together we enjoyed rapping so much that we would get together to practice for the sake of practicing, for the sake of rapping. And you know, just the importance of it and the importance of staying in touch with what you're doing. You know, obviously that's something I'll know forever, but back then, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Back then, I was still kind of slow on the show, and I was still kind of figuring it out. And I'm lucky, man. I got to figure it out with that guy.
We used to do game night at the Fifth Element, and just to show like how much he enjoyed it. It wasn't open to the public. It was just us as rappers in Fifth Element after hours rapping for the sake of becoming better. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't just be like regular rap. It'd be like, all right, right now we're gonna do syllables. I mean, 2-syllable rap rhymes, and you know, it's just that's what who that dude was.
I mean, he was truly a fearless artist. Like he didn't care.
No, he was
gonna go whatever direction.
He was dedicated to his art. He was dedicated to what he felt. He was dedicated into no restriction over what he feels like. You know.
Yeah. And I just, you know, it's funny because, you know, after, you know, Techniques and Monster Inside and those kind of songs came, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, we got like a couple of young B-boys that are gonna be wrecking stuff, you know, on some serious hip-hop stuff. And then Firstborn came.
Totally flipped it.
And I'm saying that's been quintessential identibilities, Mike, from day one.
I mean, it's solidified. It's solidified so much.
We did it.
When they made that
mastered
record,
it.
You know what?
Now move on.
Exactly. And when they made that record, it solidified. You know, and this I might sound arrogant when I say this, but it totally solidified the Twin Cities movement and what was going on in independent rap at that time. You know, it was kind of like you had a couple of us doing the things that we did, whatever. But when you had these two younger guys who were actually hungry, coming out the box and bringing you pulp rather than bringing you a bunch of Baby Ruths and Almond Joys, which was what at that age they should have been doing. They were coming with the pulp, and that was like, you know what? Even the youth are on this movement, and it was a rap. That was you know, that was a big part of what put Minneapolis and St. Paul on the map, was that movement right there.
No, even as an outsider, because like I first heard them from Techniques, and then when I heard that on the tape, and I was like, yo, these kids are crazy. And I thought on the radio it was playing like crazy on Time Travel, great feedback on the show back in Chicago. Just like, and that right there, from there, then like, you know, then his battle record, he just built up a crazy like fan base in Chicago, you know, still there, you know. So like, same thing, just had hungry. Then he flipped it, like I said, like the whole battle songs and then the concepts. He almost had like two different fan bases that like would merge, and you know, just it was crazy, yeah.
I had one of the West Coast brothers that you know is known for the whole movement and the style and being part of Project Blow tell me, you know, they knew what was going on over here. They recognized who we were, but when they started to catch him do his thing,
Yeah, he was like the first one.
then that gave us the credibility we needed to be considered. Nah, these dudes can style. These dudes can.
So basically, the dudes from Blowed were finally like, all right, we'll pay attention to what's going on out there.
After I did, yeah.
Hey, real quick. I believe we got a caller on the line. You there?
He's calling from New Zealand. Hey, can you hear us?
Can you hear me? I'm calling from Wellington, New Zealand.
Wellington, New Zealand. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Sage Francis, and I'm just I wanted to touch base with the homies, man. Yeah, I don't know. I hear you guys talking and still something crazy I'm trying to accept what's going on. I just want to give my love and just total love to everybody and in remembrance of what Mikey did and what he meant to everybody.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Would you happen to have any anecdotes or great memories, times that you can remember that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Man, I just spent the last 5 days running through my memory of all the stuff that we shared and just the stupid times together. In particular, the tour that we did, the Fill in the Blanks tour, which I think was in 2001. And
I think you're right.
Just
That was
his
fall of 2001.
crazy energy and his constant need to joke around and
Oh, it looks like we lost Sage, or we lost New Zealand. Sage, call us back. Leif, why don't you hit him on the Twitter and tell him to call us back? And we're sorry that Zeke accidentally hung up on him. We got a few more people that have joined us in the room. I'd like to say what's up. POS, how you doing? Christoph Crane, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming down, you guys. Well, you know what? I'll pick it up where Sage left off. And since he mentioned the Fill in the Blanks tour, I guess I'll just grab it right there. This was a tour that had Sage and Shalem B and Abilities and Eyedea and myself, Mr. Dibbs. And I remember on this particular tour, Sage went first, Eyedea and Abilities went second, and then we batted third. And I sternly remember the competition that was going on every night as far as trying to kill the crowd between Sage and Eyedea. Every single night, Sage would come out and really just try to go in, and then Eyedea would have to come out and go that extra hard. And it was one of the most probably energetic tours that I've ever actually taken part of, because it wasn't just a bunch of rappers who rap too fast, but it was also, we were diving into crowds, we were, jumping on bars, we were really all trying to outdo each other, not just on the scale of impressing the audience, but really just on the scale of just who's going to come up with the craziest stuff. And I remember in the middle of that tour, Eyedea had to leave the tour to get on a plane to go out to the Blaze battle. And we all finished the drive to get out there because we couldn't afford to fly us all, And we get there, and I distinctly remember after that battle, we were all just kind of like, well, that's the end of the competition. This dude kind of took it. It's kind of over. The rest of the tour, we just kind of rolled. Man, you remember that time that I hit the deer? on our way, Bird was there. One time we were outside of Atlanta driving, and everybody was asleep but me, and I'm the one driving. And here I go, and bam, hit a deer, wrecked the minivan, pulled over. Everybody gets out. Everybody's like, are you okay? Or actually, it's me and Bird. Max and Mikey get out going, man, you screamed like a little girl when you hit the deer. Oh, man. They wouldn't let me live that down, man. I did scream like a little girl when I hit that deer. But it wasn't because of the deer. It was because I was scared.
I told him it was the deer.
Did you tell him that I was screaming for the deer?
I think we got Sage back.
Sage.
You there, Sage?
Hey, I think I just talked to myself for about 5 minutes.
Sorry, man. I think Ali's there with us too, right?
Ali, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sage and Ali, can you guys hear each other?
Please finish your story, because we definitely lost you.
I don't know where I was left. Where I left off.
You were
that Bird is there, right?
Yes, he's here.
Bird's here. You had just finished telling us we were all on the Fill in the Blanks tour together.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. That thought is gone now. I wanted to. Well, yeah, on the Fill in the Blanks tour. We did that whole tour, and Mikey only took 2 showers the whole time. And I remember that was a matter of contention for Bird, and Bird would continually insist that Mikey take a shower.
But do you remember why he wouldn't?
The reason why he wouldn't.
No, do you remember why he wouldn't take the shower?
No, I can't remember why. I think I don't even think he gave a reason.
He did. It was his theory on how to not get sick on tour.
Yeah, not to get sick.
He was keeping all his bacteria because that was what was keeping him from catching other people's bacteria.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I guess
that's
that
great.
works.
Max had the vitamins. Max used to bring a big old bag of vitamins. Yeah, health bag. It was like a duffel bag full of vitamins.
No, it was a suitcase called the health bag.
And then Mikey wouldn't shower. But that was the real deal. That's how they never got sick on the road.
And they worked out every day. Got up and ran in the morning.
Yeah, that dude loved to
I
do
guess
that.
I was just caught up in the whole idea that this dude could go so long without a shower. And I was impressed because I'm not the cleanliest of cats.
I mean, yeah, it means a lot coming from you, Sage.
Yeah, your stuff was all over the van. You remember
that? That was definitely some of the best times of my whole life. And I'm just really, really glad I was able to share it with you guys. Of course, Mikey included. Miss him incredibly. And I just wish you guys all the strength. And I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Well, thank you very much,
Sage, for calling.
Hey, by the way, we love you back, man. We really appreciate you calling in. That means a lot to us.
Be safe in the future.
Take care, man.
So let's do this. Why don't we play the first thing that Mikey did with Sage on the Sick of Waging War?
Was that the?
It was called Embarrassed. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. Embarrassed, featuring Eyedea, Slug, and Sage Francis.
You know, I think it's probably good to mention too that I did actually produce this song too, the one that you're about to play.
When did you guys record this?
Oh man, this must have been 2002. I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's around the same time I think that we did the orphanage stuff as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. At that time, I don't think a lot of people realized he did do production and was involved with the Eyedea and Abilities production. And Oliver Hart was really his kind of coming out party as a producer, which he produced and recorded, engineered, mixed, mastered everything himself of that album. So here we go, Embarrassed, featuring Eyedea, Slug, and Sage Francis.
Look at me for a second. No, serious. Look at me. Honestly, ask yourself, looking at me, do you really think that there is any way possible for you to embarrass me? Look at me. Do you really think I care what you think? Do you really think I care what you say? Look at me.
I'm embarrassed by my past actions and even more ashamed by my present thoughts and future endeavors to clear my name. I'm embarrassed by my past actions and even more ashamed by my present thoughts and future endeavors to clear my name. I'm embarrassed, I'm embarrassing, I'm an embarrassment, and it's all adding up. I'm embarrassed, I'm embarrassing, I'm an embarrassment, and it's all adding up. So preoccupied with self-indulgence to see what you provided me. I fully appreciate your offering. The awful things in life are lesson, but lessons are
self-acceptance. I'm my best and I regret keeping a distance. For future reference, over bridges are preventable. I know the tribes, humanity as a whole, it will collide. Now close the gap, dwell on what we share. What separates us, we're all different, but what makes us a unit? Music is a universal language, so is anguish, pain, and torment. Balance of emotions, it shows our happiness, have a bonus. No one pick a side, home without